Yo, Laporte to Arsenal transfer hijack on. You've all known for the past days that Aymeric Laporte, the 29-year-old Spanish international who was French and obviously turned into Spanish, was really linked to Arsenal. But there is a double transfer hijack onto the deal of Aymeric Laporte to Arsenal. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? This is the transfer news show that brings you your latest news and information as far as these transfer news are really concerned, and we're here to talk about Aymeric Laporte and how he's trying to push so much to join Arsenal. But as he was trying to push so much to join Arsenal, another huge team came up and obviously put in a request, and I don't know whether Arsenal will match the bid. So we are also talking about Ziyech having failed a medical down in Al Nassr, that is in Saudi Arabia. He has gone ahead to fail another medical today down in Turkey. Looks like he has to go at Chelsea and obviously heal very well. And lastly, let's talk about the new central defensive midfielder that Liverpool are all after, and is known as Wataru Endo to Liverpool. It's a here we go. Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to sound it, and here we come to bring you the latest news and information as far as this is concerned. Smash 400 likes on this video. Don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Hit the notification bell and hit it, and you'll get notifications every time we upload stories onto this channel. And lastly, we want to hit 17,000 subscribers. Continue to subscribe. Let's start off with Aymeric Laporte. He's one of those players that Arsenal has been linked to for a very long time, and this story was up in the media I think at the beginning of the transfer window. Arsenal have been linked to Aymeric Laporte, and the coming of Julian Timber really narrowed his chances to obviously come in and really sign for Arsenal. But unlucky enough, Julian Timber has been ruled out for 6 or 7 months because of his axial muscle injury that he ascertained in the 46th minute as they played against Nottingham Forest at Emirates in a game that saw Arsenal win that game by 2-1. Now, after that injury was really sustained, it left lots of questions in the head of Mikel Arteta on who he's likely to go in for. And Aymeric Laporte has emerged as one of those names that Arsenal are really looking at to obviously bringing in to get the job done and dusted, meaning that they are really following up on the player. But we all know the problem is all about Man City. Man City don't want to sell players to Arsenal. And guess what? As Man City don't want to sell players to Arsenal, they've had what we call a catalyst this morning about a transfer of Aymeric Laporte. And guess who came in first? It was Al Nassr. Fabrizio Romano told us that Al Nassr, he understands, have improved their salary bid to sign Aymeric Laporte. No formal proposal yet, but verbal discussions advancing on personal terms. City are open to give the green light up to the player. Now, after all this came in through, Aymeric Laporte showed them that I'm not interested in your money. I'm all interested in one thing. I want to play top level football in Europe. And we are having Major coming in from Saudi Arabia told us that Man City have accepted an offer of £15 million, all 20 million euros from Al Nassr for Aymeric Laporte. However, the player has not yet agreed, according to Major. A deal is currently very threatened by contact from Real Madrid. Now, Aymeric Laporte has gone ahead to show to it that he doesn't want a move out of the top tier leagues of Europe, and he has obviously shown interest in Real Madrid. And I think that's where Arsenal fans are obviously going to come out and obviously feel bad, because he had snubbed the deal to Al Nassr because he wanted to come and join Arsenal, and Arsenal were pushing for this deal to happen. But the coming in of Real Madrid in the mix obviously gives Aymeric Laporte a different viable option, because for Real Madrid they've gone ahead to lose out onto their central defender. What's his name? That Brazilian central defender of Real Madrid who really got injured and walked off. Let me see. Real Madrid is not Nacho. Nacho is Spanish. The other one was Brazilian. Militao, right? So Eder Militao got an injury and they are trying to bring in another central defender, meaning that having gotten the deal of Kepa Arrizabalaga sorted on loan because they wanted a goalkeeper replacement, as their first choice goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois, found himself injured and he's going to be out for 6 months. The same applies to Eder Militao. He's going to be out for 6 months. Now, will Arsenal outcompete Real Madrid in the competition for Aymeric Laporte? That's the big question, because Real Madrid will come in through and obviously pay this money. Aymeric Laporte is Spanish, playing back from home is really one of those things that Aymeric Laporte will obviously want to love and obviously watch throughout. I think that will be something important to consider on whether he goes that side. And for Man City, having not wanting to sell a player to Arsenal, will Arsenal obviously convince Man City to sell Laporte to them, or Laporte still sees his potential in the Premier League? And if at all it goes to Real Madrid, how are they going to be played? Because when you look at Real Madrid, they play with Alaba and Militao in the central defense, and Alaba is left-footed. So how are they going to do it? Are they going to play Laporte and Rudiger in the central defense and then take Alaba into the left full back of Real Madrid? It will depend. But when you look at Laporte, he can obviously outcompete Gabriel Magalhaes. He's 29 years of age. He's fast, press resistant. He can play from the back, and he can obviously score goals when needed. He's a Champions League winner, meaning that he has a winning mentality in him that he can introduce at Arsenal to obviously get in the players that they want. When you look at that amount of money, £20 million, I think Arsenal can raise that amount of money if at all they sell the likes of Kieran Tierney, Cedric Soares, Nicolas Pepe. They say they're going to terminate the contract. Balogun. Who else is up for sale at Arsenal? And obviously get in some good amount of money at the club. But the big question remains, can Arsenal obviously do what Man City is going to do? Because they've lost on Kevin De Bruyne and they're going in for Lucas Paqueta of 80 million euros, meaning that they're going to have to lose Julian Timber. And can they go in for another big money signing or another quality centre back like Aymeric Laporte to come in at Arsenal? If they go ahead and obviously do that, that will be obviously one of the best signings that Arsenal will ever make, because he brings in another experience in that central defense. And I think Gabriel Magalhaes will be in danger, because Aymeric Laporte is not coming at Arsenal to be on the bench. He's a senior player and he is better at everything as compared to Gabriel Magalhaes. That he's Aymeric Laporte for you. So let's wait and see whether that deal is going to be pre-selected, or will Arsenal go ahead and obviously fight for this. If they don't, then we'll wait and see whether it will be given a no or a yes by Man City. Now, Hakimi Ziyech has gone ahead and obviously failed another medical at Galatasaray. Fabrizio Romano told us that they're going to have to agree a deal with Galatasaray, that is Chelsea, and they found him and they found interest in him, and he fled to Turkey to undergo his medical. But Wilfred Geni and the European lad have confirmed to us that Hakimi Ziyech has failed his medical test to become a Galatasaray player. That's how ugly it's getting for the player, and it looks like he needs to heal. His knee is really problematic. That is it. He first failed the medical down in Al Nassr. He also went ahead and obviously put up a tweet that people are lying that he failed the medical, yet the fact is he failed the medical. And again, Galatasaray have found something unpleasant in his knee that have forced them to obviously tell him not to obviously get himself in a position of really getting that deal over the line. So if I told I'm Chelsea, I would have gone ahead to get Hakimi Ziyech and obviously put him back to where he deserves to be. Let him rest, let him heal. If it's a surgery, let him undergo surgery, and they'll sell him next summer. Maybe it has an effect onto the coming in of Olise, because Chelsea have gone ahead to trigger his buyout clause of £35 million, and I think they're really leaning so much onto the deal of Hakimi Ziyech to see to it that they obviously get in players. that can obviously match the levels of Pochettino. But it looks like medical has been failed and he has to fly back to London to undergo treatment and see how he's going to obviously get his career back onto the road. That is Hakimi Ziyech. And today, as we sum it off, I want to bring a story coming in from Fabrizio Romano. It's a here we go. Wataru Endo, Japanese player, has obviously agreed to join Liverpool. And Wataru Endo to Liverpool, here we go. Medical test booked on Thursday for Japanese midfielder who is joining from Stuttgart for 18 million euros fee. Personal terms agreed in few hours, and Endo asked as Stuttgart captain to leave and follow his dream. Exclusive story confirmed. Now, Liverpool are really having problems in their midfield. Having lost Moise Caicedo and Romeo Lavia to Chelsea, they wanted to go on and really hijack a deal of Sofiane Amrabat, but Sofiane Amrabat is so much hinged or linked to a deal to join Manchester United. So, as it stands right about now, they've gone ahead to get in this player from Japan. Central defensive midfielder, fully experienced, and he's really one of those that you obviously want for your eyes to watch. And he's 30 years of age. That is Wataru Endo, Japanese professional player who plays as a defensive midfielder or a center back. He's a captain of both Bundesliga club and the Japan national team. So he's really the captain, and he's 1.7 meters tall, and he's one of those I've gone here to put in some good performances there. And when you see Jurgen Klopp going to Germany, it shows you that he has some vast knowledge about this player, and he knows he's going to fit into his team like a glove. Liverpool lost Fabinho, they lost Jordan Henderson, they lost James Milner, they lost Naby Keita, they lost Chamberlain. 5 central midfielders left the club of Liverpool, and so far they've only brought in 2. So Basilai for 70 million euros from RB Leipzig, and McAllister for 35 million pounds from Brighton. But they are trying to fix their problems because that midfield is really shaky and porous. They need a CDM at their club, and they've gone in for that 30-year-old. And maybe Jurgen Klopp believes he can obviously act as a patch to get him at the club of Liverpool. 18 million euros, that means they're still having some good amount of money, because 18 million euros, it's like 14 million pounds. And they are still having close to 100 million pounds to spend, because they had made a bid of 110 million pounds to sign Moise Caicedo, and it was rejected. So that is so far for Liverpool, and the medical is going to be really underwent at the Liverpool hospital. Then he'll be later unveiled as a Liverpool player. They want to register him before Friday noon, because they're having a very huge game to play over the weekend, and they wouldn't like to risk to losing some other points. They're playing Bournemouth, and Bournemouth is really one of those teams that are really hard to play, and they costed Liverpool a title by Liverpool losing. Liverpool lost to Bournemouth 1-0 at their stadium, and even Mo Salah went ahead to miss out on a penalty, and they want to win this game of football. So let's wait and see how that pans out, but it looks like he's coming to Liverpool. So guys, your thoughts on to Laporte to Arsenal transfer hijack on are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Hakimi Ziyech failing his second medical in a space of like 1.5 months? And lastly, do you think Wataru Endo is going to come in at Liverpool and stabilize that midfield and fill in those huge boots of Fabinho? All that and more into the comment section below. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God protect you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Lau Fikum. Ciao, ciao.